Hello artist, we should be all set with our abstract painting in the style of Juan Miro. So if you remember last week we used a die and a worksheet on how to create our beautiful lines and designs. And you should have that all set. I traced my lines with oil pastels, but you could have used black marker. So here's my drawing, and I am taking watercolor. I'm loading my brush with watercolor. After I grab water from my water container, and then I load the brush with a color that I would prefer. Then as I'm going along, I am overlapping those colors just a bit to see the new color that I invent. So as we go along, we're overlapping the two colors and making a new color, which is really exciting in art to see what are all the different possibilities using just watercolor. Now, if you don't have watercolor, see the instructions of the different types of materials that you could use to create this same technique. I'm going to go ahead and complete that watercolor part for my whole piece of paper, making sure that I don't leave any white spots on my art. Okay, my watercolor is finished, so I'm going to set it aside so I can begin the process of making strips to create a beautiful weaving. And we're going to go back to our Roll a Miro game to get some ideas on different types of designs that we can decorate our strips with. So I have a black marker, I'm going to roll my die, and each time I'm going to select a pattern or design that Juan Miro created himself in his paintings. So we're using the same style of designs that he used in his very famous paintings of abstract art. So I'm going to continue this until I have each of my strips finished. And I would suggest making probably between 5 and 10 strips. I'm just going to make one to get us started for our weaving. Okay, boys and girls, I have my strip completed. I made about 12 different types of Juan Miro style patterns on my strip. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold my painting in half. The reason I'm folding it in half is so I can cut strips for my weaving pieces to go through. This part of my art is called the warp. So I'm taking my warp, I'm folding it, and on the side that opens, that is the side that I'm going to draw a line about 2 fingers from the top. That line is going to tell me to stop. It's an out of bounds line. So I'm going to draw my lines down, and then I'm going to take my scissors to cut the strips and stop at the out of bounds line. The reason I make that line is you can see that if I keep cutting, I will have a strip that just simply falls off, and I won't have a proper warp to do my weaving. But mine worked out fine. So now I'm taking my warp and I'm now going to use my strips, which are called the weft of a weaving. So I'll use my weft and I'm going over, under, over, under, over, under, and then over. And I just pull that up to make it even on both sides. And I'm pushing it down to the bottom of my weaving. So I have one strip in. I'm going to go ahead and make between 5 and 10 other strips, rolling my die each time using the game sheet, and then I will have a completed weaving. Enjoy!